There is inflation in the land, and people have been striking to have a pay rise. The UK is not left out. Because of the high cost of living and due to the fact that the current income is not meeting the needs of individuals, different sectors have been striking. The Prime Minister of the UK a few days ago proposed a means of meeting this pay rise for these different segments. But before we go into the video, let me introduce myself to you. My name is Mercy. I am a nurse currently practicing in the UK, and on this channel we talk about nursing, talk about lifestyle, travel. We do vlogs and just give inspirations as well. If this is something you are interested in, don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and do subscribe as well. So millions of different departments in the UK have been striking. Nurses went on strike, junior doctors are striking, teachers, even bus drivers and rail drivers have been striking. So a few days ago, the Prime Minister announced that there would be pay rises for these people, 6%, 7%, thereabouts, for different segments. And for him to be able to pay these workers, it means that some increase would be done somewhere. Now, the good news is for people already in the UK, the tax rates would not increase. It would still be the same. The bad news, on the other hand, is that it would be taken from migrants moving to the UK. Now, I made a video a couple of weeks back where I talked about the changes to the visa of immigrants coming into the UK. So students coming to do masters from January 2024 would not be able to come with their dependents if you're coming to do masters. But if you're coming to do PhD, you can come with your dependents. Now, the UK government have said these people that they are giving pay rise to, they would not increase the taxes of people already in the UK. For them to be able to meet this need now, they would increase visa fees for people legally coming into the UK, and they would increase IHS fees as well. IHS just means immigration, health, surcharge. Now, for students coming into the UK, they would need to pay this fee per year to be able to access the NHS when they come into the UK, if they need it. So if they fall sick while they were in the UK, that money that they paid gives them the access to be able to go to the NHS and be treated. So initially, for health workers coming into the UK, they usually paid IHS fees. But prior to me moving to the UK, that was stopped because during the COVID, the pandemic and everything, there were like petitions that went on to say IHS needs to be scrapped for health workers because they were frontline workers and they were putting their lives on the line and they needed to have like a little bit of benefit and things like that. So the IHS fee was scrapped for health workers, meaning students coming into the UK legally still needed to pay the IHS fee. At a certain point, it was about £300, but then it got increased a couple of years back and it was about £624 thereabout. Now, they are proposing that there would be an increase, which would be slightly above £1,000. And if you are coming into the UK for a course that is for 1 year or 2 years, you would pay this fee per year. Imagine if you were coming with your wife or you've got 2 kids or 3 kids, you are paying these per year per individual. So that's quite a lot of money. You understand? Mm-hmm. The Prime Minister also said work and visit visa would go up by 15%. Now, this is not just for people coming in to the country for the first time. even people legally in the country right now, this affects us as well. So if you get a new job and you are updating your visa, or you finish your school and you get a job and you will swap it from your tier 4 visa to a tier 2 visa, you would pay the increased rate as well. So it's not just for people coming into the country for the first time, even people legally in the country, this also affects us, which is really sad, because I think there should be like a little bit of a difference for people moving into the country for the first time and people that are already in the country. But then again, I don't know. That's just my own take on it. He also made mention that the cost of study visas, indefinite leave to remain, settlement status and others would increase by 20%. 20%. Remember in the last video I did, the UK government were trying to cut down on net migration, meaning people coming in from other countries. They're trying to reduce the volume of people moving into the country. And now the UK government is proposing a pay rise for different sectors of the country, and for them to be able to meet this pay rise is by increasing this set of people that they are reducing their intake into the country, by increasing the fees and the amounts that they pay to be able to pay workers in the country. What if people decide to say they're no longer coming into the UK? How would these needs be met? Because I mean, it's becoming difficult. It's becoming really hard to be able to meet up with these fees, with the proof of funds, with the IHS fees, with the visa fee and everything. Not everybody would be able to afford it right now, and they would be looking at other options and places to go to that would be easier for them. But I wouldn't want you to give up. I wouldn't want you to say you would no longer want to continue. If you have started as a health professional moving into the UK, so you're looking for jobs and everything, I would say keep on trying, keep on applying for jobs. You can use it as a stepping stone to achieve your goals. Keep on applying, keep on doing what it is that you were doing, and I hope it works in your favor. For students who needs to pay the IHS fee, I think you need to plan with more money in mind, because the exchange rate is not smiling at anybody right now. You have to do your proof of funds. Now the IHS fees are going to go up. We do not know when exactly it's going to be implemented, but it's going to go up anytime soon. And so if you had planned for a certain amount of money, you should have it at the back of your mind. No, not back of your mind, in front of your heart, that the fees are going to be increased very soon, and you need to plan with more money. So if you need to hustle more, if you need to save up more, you need to do all of these so you are able to meet up with your needs. And just before we wrap up this video, I'm going to put the clip of what the Prime Minister was saying, just so that you have more information and you hear it for yourself. But then before I go, don't forget to like this video, don't forget to share, and do subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day.
I said in my speech, this is a significant pay award. It's one of the most significant we've had in decades, and it is costing billions of pounds more than the government had budgeted for, and that has consequences. If we're going to prioritise paying public sector workers more, that money has to come from somewhere else, because I'm not prepared to put up people's taxes, and I don't think it would be responsible or right to borrow more, because that would just make inflation worse. So what we have done are two things to find this money. The first is we're going to increase the charges that we have for migrants who are coming to this country when they apply for visas, and indeed something called the immigration health surcharge, which is the levy that they pay to access the NHS. So all of those fees are going to go up, and that will raise over £1 billion. So across the board, visa application fees are going to go up significantly, and similarly for the immigration health surcharge. For migrants who are coming to this country legally, they have to pay a fee to access the NHS, to contribute to NHS care. I think that's entirely right. Neither of these fees have been increased recently, and we think it's appropriate, given the costs for everything have gone up, that those fees, both for applying for visas and for accessing the NHS, go up too. That will raise over £1 billion, as I said, so it's a significant contribution to helping us pay for these pay awards.